Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Bader Show. This is episode 456. We're at the end of September. The World Championships are over. Why not celebrate with not only a world champion, but the most dominant world champion of all of them? Some pretty badass dudes. Zahid Valencia, unscored upon, wins his first world title, has to go along with the bronze medal in the past. And you've been at a really high level for a long time wrestling, and obviously you just wrestled in a big time match. But Tulsa is a big time match for little kids. And we got an old match here, 89 pounds. Greg, if you want to pull this over, see, maybe you remember this, maybe you don't, right? Another two-time national champ, Dean Heil. We'll just we'll watch this. We can talk about this. So we can just talk about like wrestling at a high level from a young age, like how you felt. And, I think this is you versus Dean Heil. Maybe it's the finals. I don't know. But I remember Joe Flo's on commentary. He's like, everybody in tournaments talking about this. Like, talk about wrestling in big time matches as every 89 pounds. And then now at 189 pounds, like different levels. But really at this time, this is kind of as high as there was. 8-year-old Zahid or whatever that is, getting ready for this match, which is the biggest deal he can think. How you felt then and how you felt before the semis with Ghasempour, or how you felt before the world finals, and learning how to deal with emotions, right? Are they similar feelings at a little age, at a young age, or are you?
Yeah, they're for sure similar. I felt like at a young age, I always wanted to win. I always wanted to get my hand raised, and that's what we prepared to do, and that's how my dad coached us. Um, but now it's a sense of it's not like, oh, I need to win. Now it's like I want to win and I want to go out there. This is what I want to do. I wrestle for a living. So now it's just going out there and having fun. And I think you could see that in the way I wrestle, just being fearless. Like why are you gonna train so hard, sacrifice so much, and go out there and put up 1 point, 2 points? Like, no, try to hit everything that you can when you're out there and let it fly and have no regrets. And that's kind of just how I feel going into it. Very relaxed, very happy to be in the moment and enjoying the journey that I'm on.
And when did that, or how did that change, right? From like this like I need to win, or pressure, whatever you want to call it, to like I just feel free and I just want to have, like, it sounds easy, but it's probably not that easy to just let go and feel free.
Yeah.
When and maybe how did that happen?
I think couple times. I think when I for sure left high school, kind of separating myself from like the dad coach, where it's like he was my dad and always, wanted for us to be the best. And so it kind of showed like, oh, we're winning just for me and for him at the same time. But when he let me go, it felt like, okay, well, I got to do this for myself. Dad's not there making sure I'm eating the right stuff or training hard enough. So I kind of did it. And then when I was doing it on my own, it just felt like, okay, this is what I meant to do. And if I'm going to put all this work in, I might as well just be relaxed and enjoy it. But I remember my state championship, my sophomore year, losing in the semis. And I was bummed, obviously. I wanted to be a four-timer, and that kind of just ended my dreams of that. But I look back and I'm just thinking, I remember, seeing Varner win and doing great in the international career. And he was only a two-time state champ, so I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't define who you could be or who you are, just because you lose a match. And I kind of gained that mentality from then.
All right, Greg, we got one other clip. It's a short one. It's Zahid and his brother. And this was when you're a freshman, Zahid. This was one of the first times I think I interviewed you. And it's just like a 1 minute clip. I'd love to just play it and see your reaction to your younger
Yeah.
self. So, Greg, if you want to let this one rip.
All right, we're here with the Valencia brothers,
And
Zahid
audio.
and Anthony. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've had a set of freshman brothers in California to be state champs. Is that right?
Yeah.
What weights?
106. 126.
126 and 106. All right, let's start with you, Zahid. What was your thought beginning of the tournament? You're going into the California State Tournament. Were you coming in there saying, I'm going to win this, or was it just kind of, all right, I'll see how it goes and hopefully do my best?
No, this was always my dream to win state.
Okay. Were you confident you'd be able to do it?
Yeah, I was confident. I already beat the number 2 seed. I was number 1. I thought I had it.
What about let's go ahead, move up to the finals now. You're getting ready to go out 10,000, 15,000 people in the arena. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you scared? Are you somewhere in the middle?
I was nervous and excited at the same time.
Yeah? How did you kind of deal with those emotions? Do you remember?
No, just go out there and just wrestle.
All right.
Oh God, that's funny. Wow, that was real.
It's yeah, wild to look back.
Yeah, no, for sure. I haven't seen that interview in a long time, but yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I felt the same. Confident in myself always since then.
yeah. A little tougher to interview back then. The answers were like yes,
Very short.
no.
Oh, very short. Yeah.
That's not most freshmen are got a camera in their face and all that. So I was digging through and I thought that'd be a good funny one to throw up there.
Yeah.
But after you won, or maybe it was the semis, or I guess it was the finals. But I saw an interview with Coach David Taylor, right? And he said, the one thing he kept saying is like, it's the consistency. That's the word he kept saying. Maybe, geez, you're already back in the room, but maybe talk about that consistency and why that's so important. And what does that mean? Just showing up every day, or what? What does David
Yeah,
mean? Or what do you think he means?
showing up's one thing, but then doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do them, if and then doing them right, some people say, have or practice makes perfect, and that's not true. Practice creates habits, so you gotta practice it right. When coaches say, hey, hit 5 high Cs on your right, 5 single legs on your left, like you gotta do them with intention, doing it right and being consistent in your moves and the way you drill. And I think that's why I'm able to hit so many different moves, because I'm coached it, and when I do it and when I execute, I'm doing it as best as I could, and I'm learning through it. If I feel something during my high C, that's like maybe I can't get it this way, then I'm gonna adjust and hit another couple more reps just to get it right and feel it good. Um, but yeah, I think to me that's what being consistent is, not just showing up, but doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do them.
Yeah. And at this level, I always like to think about like your ass, like you said, right? I might hit my high crotch and feel something new and like figure something out, or right, tweak the position. How often, because at this level, you're so good, like you're not learning like brand new techniques, right? I feel like you're refining things just slightly. And how often are you in a position where you're like discover something new, or feel or learn a position better?
Yeah, I think all the time, because there's just so many different wrestlers out there. I was able to hit my high C a little different on Ghasempour than I did on Ichiguro. He was able to pop my head in, so I had to switch over to single leg. But it's also just the partners in the room, hitting a high C against DJ feels a lot different than Dustin, and different on Taylor and on Caldwell. So just being able to adjust to different wrestling styles, and sometimes you have to make mid match adjustments and figure things out on the fly.
Yep. Okay. We'll get to the World Championships, man. A phenomenal run. Probably you look at the brackets and you look through and you're like, okay, semifinal. If we go both get there, Ghasempour,
Yeah.
this is a world champ, right? A couple times, I think. Did you have when you saw that, anywhere between the time you saw and the match happens? Is there discussions, whether big or small, right, about game plan or tactics or an approach to this match?
Yeah, I think just gaming the match and the plan of attack happened way before we knew. Pretty much the only shot that he has is that high C, and David just wrestled him, so he had a really good feel of it. So I was just practicing my down blocks, head position the entire time. So that started weeks before. But I remember getting done with my quarterfinals match pretty fast, so I stayed out in the corner to watch his match, and he had a close one with the Russian. Um, but at the same time, I was hoping Ghasempour won, just because I would like to wrestle a two-time world champ and someone that's been there and that's good and that's been a lot of hype around. So as soon as I saw he was able to come back and win, I was just pumped. And I was telling David I was happy that I that I'm gonna be able to wrestle him instead of the other guy. But eventually I want to wrestle the Russian.
Yeah. Okay. And Greg, now we can. If you can pull up that semifinal video, I think yeah, and we can just play this and we can just kind of. And Greg, if you want to turn that music down so it's kind of distracting that volume. Um, just like kind of talk us through the match. I didn't think it would be. I thought it was closer personally, right? I didn't. You impressed
Yeah,
me, and we're 7-0. Like I guess I'm supremely confident, so maybe it didn't surprise you, but
yeah,
maybe just tell me what you're thinking, feeling, what you remember here.
yeah. I knew I probably wasn't gonna be able to score too early just because he's strong and has good defense, but I wanted to make sure my movement was there, my fakes and my snaps. David talked to me about and making sure I'm executing and making sure that I'm getting him to move and flinch because eventually he would wear out. So as you can see in the beginning, I'm not really attempting like full shots. So just little fakes there. Try to big snap, just get him out of position. And I knew eventually something's gonna open up or his feet's gonna get slower. My snaps are gonna start working more. But yeah, I got freaking popped in the face, started bleeding. I tried to suck it up
Oh
as much as I
dang!
can, but the ref eventually ended up seeing it and called me out. Let's see. Yeah, just constant fakes. I knew once he started to fight me back a little bit, he was getting a little flustered. In the hand fight
Mm-hmm.
and the way up in. But yeah, this is when the blood starts gushing. I try to blow it
Yeah,
all out.
we can fast forward through these blood breaks, Greg. And just get kind of scrub back to the wrestling action. If yeah, here we go, perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, and he hasn't taken a shot, so I didn't feel threatened by his high C, especially because I've been drilling that defense, down block, circling. So he was never able to get into a tie up where he felt comfortable enough to shoot it. Only like a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
there's
think I should
no
go
known for
in
their
here.
position.
Yeah. Yeah, good position. He's got some heavy hands. And he did feel pretty strong, but you just gotta start wearing them out. And looking back at yeah, that's when I knew that right there when he hit that high C, I was like, oh, I could stop this all day. It looked so slow as soon as he was doing it.
I was gonna
But
say the
yeah,
same thing. It did look slow.
yeah, I watched David's match with Ghasempour, and he didn't do anything there either. And I saw that he was tired, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of replicate that, except not give up a takedown. He had a couple close ones though. Yeah, just getting him moving.
Yeah, because usually you're firing off 8 shots by now.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's just half shots, snaps, and I knew as time was running out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get one. I was confused why I got called on passive, but I was like, okay, that's fine. They need to give me one. But yeah,
Oh.
just a dirty misdirection. I tried to fake kind of my single leg to my duck, and he faked both sides, so I just went back to my single leg. It was like a double misdirection. Just caught him clean. Able to
That
set
was
him up
really your
take.
first committed attack, I think.
Yeah, that was like my first full committed, and then I was in the corner. I was gonna take my 3-0 lead, and David's like, "Hey, we got 20 seconds left. Let's get one more." And I was just kind of got pumped when he says that, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I could do it." Kind of played like I go slow and then just dive in for the high C. And I think that's kind of where he broke. He's like, "Damn, I can't believe it went from 3-0 to 5-0." Um, Yeah, and then I just got now I felt a lot safer. Now I can just play, move, get him tired. I thought my defense was
Yeah,
gonna be
you're
on.
totally in the driver's seat. 5-0. The
Mm-hmm.
break. What I mean, you can get one more. I love that part. Like, dang, yeah, I
Yeah,
can sneak one more out. Really seal this thing. Because now it's
yeah,
like he's got his work cut out, right?
yeah. Now looking back, I wish I scored one more. It was 7-0. I think if I kept, I mean, he had his hands on his knees, so I didn't really want to do anything. But I wish I scored 10. I wish I 10-0'd him next time.
10 out everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
could you
I
have
feel,
seen the? Go ahead.
yeah, go
Go
for it.
ahead.
I feel like I started picking up the pace a little bit more now that I felt comfortable. Now it's like I'm still faking, but they're a little longer. They're a little deeper because I didn't feel tired. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let it go the second period.
Yeah,
But he has to
it's like
start
as
coming
deep
out.
as he got there.
Yeah.
Maybe to your hip, to your leg.
Yeah, get another push out right here. I saw he was in the zone. Kind of use my arms a little bit, but you gotta kind of disguise it with a shot.
It's wrestling action. That rule we were reading it. Nowhere does it say anything about straight arms, and it's just like it says you have. It has to be. It says wrestling action. Has to be
Yeah,
wrestling action. And but what is that? The definition of that?
yeah. I guess
Who knows?
definitely it's like a sumo push, just straight out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I was going for the legs a little bit. Yeah, this one was close. He had another actual one that was closer than this one, I think, at the end of the period with like 25 seconds left. I mean, now
He
I
looks
just try for.
tired.
Yeah, he was tired. I'm like, should I even do anything? Just some snaps, slippery fish right here. God, I love that move. I probably could have kept him in the middle longer.
Burn some
Made
clock.
him run some clock, made him bounce, get him more tired. But I was like, oh, I'll get the one. Just wanted to put a point up. Yeah, hands on the knees already.
I mean, if somebody would have told you that you went unscored upon, you teched everybody except Ghasempour and you beat him 7-0, would you be like, yeah, that makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Like, I mean, that's what I want to do to everyone. If I could go out there and just 10-0 everyone, that's what I'm striving to be, best in the world and dominate when I'm out there. Like that's always the game
For
plan. Put up
sure.
points and not put any points up. I just have so many ways to score, so it makes it hard on these opponents. And I'm never like in a tile for too long. I'm moving in and out. So I think it just really frustrates a lot of my opponents, and they don't really know how to wrestle me. Do they grab my wrist? I'm gonna duck it. If you go right leg lead, I'm gonna shoot their high C single leg. I could just shoot both sides of the body. That one was close. I was worried that he was gonna score there, but he just stopped wrestling.
You ever have a
And
guy stop this, 15 seconds before?
no, this was the earliest stoppage. Even the ref was getting mad at this. Come on, wrestle, stop this. Okay, wrestle. And I was just like, he's not doing anything. I'm winning. Like yeah. And then I did the too small. I was pumped. Yeah, it's a good feeling knowing that, coming from bronze, that first world championships, that I was already gonna be able to compete for a gold medal later the next day. And then obviously beating someone huge like that, two-time world champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won Tulsa, you won states, you won NCAAs, you everything, right? Compare this to those feelings.
This is by far the best feeling. Before that, I wanted to say my first national championship, just because I was striving for that for so long. But this one, I think this one means just so much more. It's just so much tougher to be the best in the world and the best in the country. And I just love freestyle a lot more. I think the U.S. should compete freestyle all year round.
Let me talk to somebody about that. It
Yeah.
might be tricky to make the switch, but I actually like freestyle better now to watch. I just
Yeah.
think it's faster and more
I
entertaining. I love
agree.
folk style and I love.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't mind it, but it's like, do you want to see someone get ridden out for 6 minutes? Like, that's not fun. It's boring to the fans. Like, I just don't get it. How can you want to watch that compared to 6 minute go? There's no overtime, so there's gonna be a winner. So and you gotta go, and even if you're down 3-3, there's gonna be actions all the way down. When it's in folk style, if it's 3-3, they're gonna take it into quadruple overtime. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for sure. So you back to Stillwater, you back to training already. I think that's awesome. Do you have an idea of when you'd like to compete again? Do you want to compete again in 2025 at all, or?
Yeah, I'm not changing up the formula. I'm gonna still try to get as many matches as I can. I think I finished with like 23, 25 matches this year, so kind of looking at the same schedule. I'm gonna sit down. I sat down with Coach Zoe and Coach Roper yesterday. Went over a little bit of the schedule, but I gotta go sit down with David now and kind of see what else he wants to add there or take away. So I think in the next week or so I'll know more of what my next tournament's gonna be.
Do you think, do you have a month that you might wrestle next in November, or I'm just throwing it out
Probably
there?
sometime November. I know there's a tournament in Kazakhstan. I think the Bill Farrell. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. So it's still just finalizing what it is that I want to do.
Sure. Well, as it is now, you're the world champ. You got it on lockdown in the United States, and you're back in Final X. So things are lining up in your favor, and you are the favorite. So
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome, man. And I'll leave you with the final word, Zahid. I know we gotta get off here to get the next things. But anything you want to say about anything as we move out of here?
Just thank you to Dark Sport, always supporting me. NFGU, remember that. Never give up. And just appreciate you guys. Love being on here and talking with you guys.
Awesome. Well, the little boy has grown up into a man, and here he is, world champion Zahid Valencia. Congrats on all the success, and man, we're going to continue to keep an eye on you and watch you continue to win.
Heck yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Zahid. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, folks, that will do it for today's show. Thanks so much to our world champion, dominant world champion, Zahid Valencia. That's going to do it for today's show. We'll see y'all later. Thanks. Bye.